You ever see a car and just stop in your tracks? That's exactly what happens when the Dodge Challenger Hellcat rolls by. Even if you're not a hardcore car enthusiast, there's just something about the way this beast commands attention. The Hellcat isn't just a car, it's a statement. From the moment you lay eyes on it, you can feel the power, the aggression, the pure American muscle energy that's been finely tuned over decades. Let's start with the design because, honestly, it's impossible to ignore. Dodge has nailed that perfect blend of classic muscle car heritage with a modern edge. The wide stance, the bold front grille, the sculpted hood with that iconic air intake everything screams performance even when it's just sitting still. And the lines on this car? They're not just for looks, they give it this athletic, ready-to-pounce vibe. Dodge clearly wanted to honor the Challenger's legacy, but they also made sure it feels fresh, current, and absolutely intimidating on the road. And when the sun hits that paint, especially in the more exotic colors like fake green or go mango, it's basically impossible not to stare. But the looks are just the appetizer. The real feast begins when you talk about the engine. Now, I know a lot of people are moving towards hybrids and electric vehicles, and yes, there's talk about Dodge dabbling in that territory in the future. But the current Hellcat? It's all about raw, unfiltered power. Under that aggressive hood sits a supercharged V8 that produces somewhere around 717 horsepower. Yes, 717. Just saying that out loud feels kind of unreal. And the way it launches off the line? It's like a rocket strapped to four wheels. You've got torque for days, and the acceleration will make your stomach flip in the best way possible. And while it's not hybrid in the conventional sense, the engineers have been cleverly optimizing efficiency so it's not just a gas guzzler, it's a high-performance marvel that still knows how to behave when you're just cruising down the highway. Now, let's talk about versatility, because a lot of people assume that a car this powerful is only good for drag strips and smooth asphalt. And sure, the Hellcat thrives there, but Dodge has actually paid attention to handling in all kinds of conditions. The suspension has been tuned to balance comfort and performance, so even on less than perfect roads, it feels planted. And while off-road might not be the first thing that comes to mind when you hear Hellcat, it's surprisingly capable in varied conditions if you ever need it. The all-wheel drive options mean that in rain or snow, you can still push the car without worrying about losing control. It's muscle car performance that's smart enough to handle real-world drive unscanship the older models could never claim. Inside, Dodge has done a fantastic job of making the Hellcat feel just as modern as it looks on the outside. Step into the cabin, and you're greeted with a driver-focused layout that feels luxurious without losing that raw, aggressive character. The seats are supportive, perfect for both daily drives and track days. You've got touchscreen infotainment, smartphone integration, and all the creature comforts you'd expect in a high-end vehicle today. But even amidst all the tech, there's a certain analog charm feeling of that big steering wheel, the satisfying shift of the transmission, the roar of the engine when you press down on the accelerator. It's tactile, it's visceral, and it makes you feel connected to the machine in a way that some of the more futuristic cars just don't. Pricing is another interesting aspect. The Hellcat isn't cheap abusiles, you're paying for performance that most cars can't even dream of. But when you look at the value compared to other supercars with similar horsepower and capabilities, it's actually surprisingly reasonable. Dodge has managed to keep this car within reach for enthusiasts who want that classic muscle experience without having to sell a kidney. And the range of trims means you can pick a Hellcat that fits your style, whether you want a street-legal speed demon or a track-focused monster. Over the years, they've made subtle tweaks to keep the pricing competitive while still maintaining the exclusivity and prestige of owning a true American muscle icon. One of the coolest things about the Hellcat is how it compares to past models. Dodge has a long history of building cars that make your heart race, but the Hellcat takes everything up a notch. Compared to the older Challengers, the new Hellcat feels like a perfect blend of nostalgia and innovation. You still get that classic wide-body feel and aggressive styling cues that honor the heritage, but everything underneath has been upgraded: or suspension, more refined interior, and most importantly, a powertrain that feels like it's from the future while still paying homage to the muscle car legends. It's the kind of car that makes a nod to the past without getting stuck there, and that's a hard balance to achieve. And here's the part that makes enthusiasts go absolutely wild: customization. Dodge knows that a car like the Hellcat isn't just a daily driver, it's a canvas. Owners can tweak everything from exhaust systems to tuning software to body kits, making each Hellcat truly unique. And with factory options like the Red Eye Shrimp or Demon Inspire packages, you can really make a statement. These aren't just cars, they're personalities on wheels, and Dodge has embraced that fully. Now driving the Hellcat is an experience that's hard to put into words. You feel the power the moment you start. The engine rumble is deep, aggressive, and intoxicating. And then, when you push it, it's like the car comes alive beneath you. Every curve, every straightaway, every stoplight becomes an event. You can't just drive the Hellcat, you experience it. And that's why fans of this car are so devoted. It's not just about horsepower numbers or top speed, it's about the thrill, the adrenaline, and the pure joy of driving something that feels alive. Safety and technology have also come a long way. Dodge has added features that make the Hellcat not only fun but also smart. Advanced braking systems, traction control, and driver assistance features give you confidence that you're in control, even with so much power under the hood. And while it's designed to thrill, you never feel like you're taking unnecessary risks, which is a huge upgrade from some of the raw, older muscle cars that demanded a very steady hand. Another thing I love about the Hellcat is how it manages to be both a performance monster and a daily driver. You can take it to the track, sure, and the car will chew up asphalt without breaking a sweat. But you can also drive it to work, grab coffee with friends, or go on a weekend road trip, and it handles it all gracefully. That versatility is part of what makes the Hellcat such an enduring favorite. Dodge didn't just make a car for adrenaline junkies, they made a car for anyone who appreciates performance, style, and that unmistakable muscle car vibe. And let's be honest, Hellcat has a certain cultural presence too. It's more than just a car, it's a symbol of American muscle and automotive passion. Movies, TV shows, car meets, and social media's car is everywhere because it embodies the dream of horsepower, style, and freedom. Owning one is like owning a piece of that tradition, a modern icon that's still rooted in the raw, thrilling spirit of classic muscle cars. The Hellcat's evolution over the years also shows Dodge's commitment to innovation. They've listened to feedback, refined the driving experience, and pushed boundaries with each new iteration. From tweaks in aerodynamics to refinements in interior comfort, Dodge has made sure that the Hellcat keeps improving while staying true to its identity. It's that combination of respect for heritage and duct for innovation that sets it apart from the competition. And speaking of competition, when you compare it to other muscle cars or high-performance vehicles on the market, the Hellcat consistently stands out. It's not just about speed, it's about presence, character, and the sheer joy of driving something that feels alive and unapologetic. And here's a fun fact, that's right, this isn't a tuned aftermarket car, this is straight from the factory, ready to dominate the streets or track. And that's something you don't see every day. When you think about that, it really puts into perspective what Dodge has achieved with this model. So, whether you're drawn to it for the raw power, the aggressive styling, the modern interior, or the thrill of being behind the wheel of a true American muscle icon, the Dodge Challenger Hellcat delivers on all fronts. It's a car that respects its roots while embracing the future, a car that makes you feel alive every time you drive it, and a car that's as much about passion as it is about performance. And here's a little extra for you, did you know that the Hellcat's engine can rev up to nearly 6,000 rpm while still maintaining incredible torque throughout the entire range? That's what makes it feel so alive and responsive, giving you that instant thrill the moment you press down on the accelerator. That's not just engineering, that's artistry. If you enjoyed diving into the world of the Dodge Challenger Hellcat with me, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any future car breakdowns, reviews, or adrenaline-packed rides. And tell me in the comments which color of the Hellcat would you choose if you could get behind the wheel tomorrow? Trust me, there's nothing like it. You're not just driving a car, you're making a statement, and the Hellcat lets you do that louder than anything else out there.